February 1943. Imperial Japanese Army Headquarters. Tokyo. A grainy photograph arrives from captured Guadalcanal documents. The new American M4 Sherman medium tank. Generals Yamashita, Tojo, and the entire tank warfare department gather around the table. They measure the 75mm gun, the sloped frontal armor, the height, the weight. Then they all start laughing. Colonel Hitoshi Imamura actually slaps the table. 30 tons for this? Our Type 97 weighs half and is faster? America has gone mad. Across the Pacific on a rainy dock in San Francisco, the very first waterproofed deep-wading Shermans are being loaded onto transports. A Marine colonel watches the cranes swing the tanks aboard and mutters to a Navy officer. They're about to learn what happens when a medium tank can swim. D-Day for Operation Galvanic. 640 hours. Japanese defenders on Red Beach to line their bunkers, sipping tea, confident. They have 50 tanks, 500 naval guns, and 4,500 men behind coral and concrete. The commander, Rear Admiral Kiji Shibazaki, famously radioed Tokyo the day before. 1 million Americans cannot take Tarawa in 1,000 years. Out of the surf? 42 Sherman tanks of the 2nd Marine Division simply drive up the reef as if the ocean is a road. Waterproofing ducts still attached, engines roaring, 75mm guns already firing. Japanese 37mm and 47mm anti-tank guns bounce rounds off the front glacis like raindrops. One Japanese officer is heard screaming over the radio. They are coming from the sea itself. The tanks are swimming. By nightfall, 18 Shermans are destroyed, but the rest have torn the heart out of Betio's defenses. Shibazaki is killed by naval gunfire directed from a Sherman's radio. Tarawa falls in 76 hours instead of the predicted months. Summer 1944. Every Japanese defensive plan now has a new line item. Assume American tanks will arrive directly from landing ships. The Imperial Navy rushes to produce magnetic mines and suicide divers. It doesn't matter. Saipan. 700 Shermans of the Army S-27th and Marine 2nd, 4th Divisions roll off. LSTs with snorkels still attached and drive 8 miles inland on the first day. At Peleliu, flamethrower Sherman's Zippo tanks burn out. Cave positions that were supposed to hold for months. Japanese tank crews refuse point-blank duels. Type 95s and 97s are abandoned the moment a Sherman's bow appears. The 1st of April 1945, over 1,300 amphibious tanks and 500 conventional Shermans hit the beaches of Okinawa. Japanese defenders watch in absolute silence as an entire armored corps simply drives out of the sea and keeps going for 10 miles without pausing. Lieutenant General Mazuru Ushijima, commander of the 32nd Army, writes in his diary on the 4th of April, "The American tank no longer needs a beachhead. It brings its own." By the end of the campaign, the U.S. has landed more tanks on Okinawa than the entire Japanese army possesses in the home islands. When Japan surrenders in August 1945, the Imperial General Staff lists the #1 reason for defeat above the atomic bombs in their final report: complete loss of faith in land defenses after the swimming Sherman. The tank the Japanese laughed at in 1943 became the metal monster that literally walked out of the Pacific and ended their empire. End.